I now recognize Mr. Courtney for 5 minutes.
Thank you, thank you, Madam Chairwoman and Secretary Cardona. Thank you for your service and your presence here today. So last Friday, the U.S. Department of Labor issued its monthly jobs report. It showed that the U.S. economy added 175,000 new jobs, defying again all of the skeptics and naysayers. We are now at a place where for 27 consecutive months, the U.S. unemployment rate has been below 4%. That has never happened in the history of this country. But even with those numbers, we still have 8.5 million job openings in the U.S. economy. One of the things that I think is so unique about your life experience and what you bring to the job is that you are a graduate of a career in technical high school, Wilcox Tech in Meriden, Connecticut, who today, along with career and technical schools all over the country, are on fire in terms of making sure that young people are able to take advantage of these record number of job openings. And one of your initiatives at the Department of Education has also been the Career Connected High School program, which again is about getting not just trade schools, but comprehensive high schools into the act as far as connecting young people to the right skills and closing the skills gap. Can you, again, talk about progress with that program?
Sure.
And certainly I've seen it in my district.
Thank you very much, Congressman. I talk about common ground in my remarks. This is something that we should really be coming together. For far too long in this country, we've had a four-year college or bust mentality that I believe has underserved our students, our communities, and our country. I am unapologetically in support of making sure that all of our high schools, not just our technical schools, have pathway programs for students to explore careers, apprenticeships, internships, dual credit programs, so these students could get those credentials that they need to pursue a four-year degree, which is what I did after a technical high school, or go into the workforce or get a credential to get a high-skill, high-paying career. We are committed to that at the Department of Education. I often talk about an evolution of our schools. The Career Connected Learning Grant, which is something that we're proposing a $57 million increase, would do just that. I visited schools that have done a really good job, K-12 schools that are connected with two-year colleges, oftentimes four-year colleges, and then industry partners or labor partners for our students to have better access earlier to the trades, to the careers that exist now. This is something that I believe there's a lot of common ground on. Our budget reflects interest in that, and we're committed to supporting it.
So I completely agree. I have visited a high school in my district, Turtlet High School. It's a public school up in Thompson, Connecticut, where, again, because of the Career Pathways approach, which your program encourages, employers are getting into the game in terms of helping fund these programs, particularly in the healthcare sector, because right now in that 8.5 million job openings in healthcare, that is probably one of the most acute shortfalls that exist. And these kids are getting a chance to get certified as CNAs along with their diploma when they graduate from high school. Some will go right into work. Others are actually going to go into nursing programs. And so it's not like an either or for higher education or going into the workforce. But either way, you're really actually getting a meaningful sort of stimulus to students in terms of just, showing up for school, which again helps attendance, which by the way is something we all should be encouraging. I want to, again, just for the last minute, talk about the fact that when you took office, the Department of Education was under numerous court orders for failure to obey the law for public service loan forgiveness. The prior administration had denied 98% of the applications for loan discharge under the Public Service Loan Program, which was created with a bipartisan vote in the House in 2007. I was there and remember when President Bush signed that into law. Again, as we, are going back into the recovery mode in terms of these programs, can you talk about PSLF in terms of just, the progress that you've made?
Thank you for that question. So just broadly speaking, Public Service Loan Forgiveness Program was one of the programs that was broken, that wasn't being implemented the way you intended it to be in a bipartisan fashion. 7,000 people got it in the last administration, 98% denial rate. In 3 years, we've provided 875,000 borrowers. These are teachers, nurses, veterans, with almost $62 billion in debt relief. And I'll bring attention to a teacher that I spoke to in New York who took out a loan for $30,000, ended up having to pay $60,000 because of interest. Well, she received debt relief, and now she's able to buy a home. These are the stories that are happening with public service loan forgiveness.
Because you're obeying the law. I yield back.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Courtney.